Yeah.
to find it.
Right.
Huh?
2 weeks or months.
Felt like months, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we was on it every day.
Yeah.
Everybody in the town was down there.
So if you approve
Yeah,
that,
I move we approve this rate adjustment.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
One abstain.
and then I just have the one permit. You guys should have the paper. We have NIPSCO retiring gas lines in town. So, but this is just the one, but there's like 3 more coming. I haven't got all the information yet, so that one's not even ready. But this one's good to go. They've paid their fees and they're just retiring gas lines
Oh,
on different streets.
great.
Well,
That should ease up
The
activity.
deal with them is, after a year, if it don't be used as electric
Yeah.
or gas, they do away with the meters and the gas line.
You want to see the permit.
So you
No.
gotta-
It's-
you gotta use
This one's 400 Park Street,
Um,
just retiring the gas lines on there.
We'll look at it there, picture. Okay, I move we approve that. What, we have to approve this?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
move we approve this, NIPSCO permit for 400 Park Street.
I'll second it.
any further questions, discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And then I'm gonna bring up the Easter egg hunt for Lions Club. Usually the town provides 10 baskets. Heidi and I have for the past 2 years done it out of our own pockets. So we were asking if the town could support it this year. We're thinking $30 to $40 a kid, which would end up being $300 to $400.
You don't need to do that much per kid. You know, I don't mean to butt in, but
But we've gotten nice baskets the past
I
couple
know.
years, so
you outshine the other people.
we do. Well, we hold our heads high for that. I don't know.
Well, I always consider what happens after the event. It just gets chucked.
And we don't do a lot of candy. We do a lot of useful things. Like we had cups and
Pencil, eraser.
okay.
it was.
like
It's
that.
not junk.
Oh, good.
We
You
make
don't
sure
throw
that's.
sugar.
I mean, Heidi and I spend a lot of time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's useful stuff. But we're just
We
asking.
could put that in our budget for something like that. You have the last say. I'll pitch it too.
We do get a couple of donations
Yeah.
too, though. So
How about if we couch a motion to the town can make up the difference of what we can't get in donations
Okay.
for the Easter egg baskets.
I'm good with that.
Okay, that's my motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay.
Any further questions, discussion? Seeing none, all say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Heidi?
I met with Lou Zabona from Selective Insurance. He presented the town with our new policy. We budgeted in our budget for actually a 10% increase. He came in at a 6% increase, which the total annual premium is highlighted there. This is for the town, and we do have a good policy with an umbrella policy that covers the basics and then covers more, covers the council, covers myself, covers the police.
So
We budgeted for
what kind of insurance?
the amount. This is the town's liability
Liability.
insurance.
Okay. Wanna see that? We have to vote on it? Okay,
I'll make a motion, we
Uh,
approve the insurance coverage. Selective Insurance Company.
okay, I'll second that.
Any further questions, discussions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
with the help of all the utility guys and gathering all the information from the first hydrant accident and the subsequent repairs, the water repairs on both of those were submitted, and they did agree with everything we submitted, so we were reimbursed that amount minus our deductible.
Which is, how much is our deductible?
The deductible was 500.
Oh, okay.
And if they do collect on that, they will try to collect the deductible as well. And if that happens, that will be returned to us as well.
All right, that's good news.
Yeah.
Wow,
So,
that's pretty.
and I did not have a lot. Next week I will be attending the IMLCT training classes. I did apply again for a scholarship to pay for the cost of the training classes, and they did grant me that.
Really? All right.
So, I mean, it's not a huge amount, but every little bit helps us. So, and that, I still will be able to be reached by phone or email, but I will definitely be out Monday through Thursday. I may be back Friday,
That's
Saturday
next week.
to get things set for next week.
So this week, yeah.
The following week,
That's from 16th to
the 7th through the 12th or 13th.
See,
I'll be back for that. I have a big roll.
Is that all you got?
That is all.
Okay, Kurt?
Okay, just to kind of get you ready for your hearings, you know, you have two of them. Hopefully, everybody, if you don't have everybody in the crowd and you one of these proposed rules, let me know and I'll pass it up. Do you have one? Okay, if anybody doesn't, yell. But the idea was, at the last meeting, we talked about coming up with some rules and you gave me directives to do that. So these are my ideas. They may be bad, so just take a look at them. Anybody that has strong feelings one way or the other, let me know. But what I'd like you to do is consider approving them as presented or as modified, so that they can get published. And we want people to have the opportunity to see these ahead of time, because unfortunately, Dean and Nate are going to be charged with enforcing them. And that's the hardest part, of course, because I know people that have never been to a public hearing, or maybe people that have been to one that want to take advantage of the situation, need to understand that the public hearing is not a place to berate and, you know, use profanity and cuss out everybody that's got to make the decisions, the three of you. It's really a place for them to share their reasonable positions on what the issues are that they see about these rates. The rates are supposed to be cost-based, fair, and equitable. Your consultant is going to be here to explain why they are cost-based, fair, and equitable. Truthfully, that's beyond my ability, of course. Maybe it's not yours, but we rely on them, right? So Charlie with FSG will, I believe, according to Heidi, be physically here. He will make a presentation before everybody else has an opportunity to speak, basically explain these rates and why they are cost-based, fair, and equitable. Because that's the charge, right? That's what makes them legal or not legal. If they're not cost-based, they're not legal. So we rely on, you do too, your consultant, to make sure that they can support that if challenged in a court of law, ultimately. So the point is, these rules are to give the people that come to the hearing and hear this presentation the opportunity to speak their piece with you, to have their day in court, so to speak, and to give you their position. I object because da-da-da-da-da.
Give them answers to questions.
Well,
so
that's where I want to stop for just a minute. It is not a Q&A. A public hearing is not back and forth. I have a question, I want an answer. You provide the information. They are supposed to listen to that, pay attention to it, gather the information, do with it what they want, whether that's go out and object or write a nasty letter or go to the newspaper or whatever they want to do. But it's not a Q&A back and forth. It is more you have questions for your staff and for your financial advisor. The public can share those questions with you, and it's your job then to ask Charlie to answer whatever question you think is relevant. But it's not a free-for-all Q&A with the public and your staff, is what I'm trying to get at.
there's no requirement to answer questions later.
Correct. There is no legal requirement to answer any questions. In fact, as much as this will offend people, the legal requirement is to listen. That's it. You're not obligated to enter in any kind of dialogue. It doesn't say this is a public dialogue. This is a public exchange. This is a public Q&A. It's a hearing at which you're to hear what people have to say.
Okay.
That's all the law requires. So when you go in with that understanding, and hopefully, whether Dean will want me to make that statement or not at the beginning or not, some people will listen to, but some people won't. This gives you at least some ground rules, where if somebody's breaching the peace, they can have them removed.
Okay.
Not that we ever want that to happen, but it has happened, and I've seen it before. So you have to have basic rules that are reasonable to maintain public decorum before you can remove somebody for breaching the peace.
Right.
This establishes the standard by which Dean can say you're out of order and give them a warning, and if they're not brought back to order, then they can be removed.
Well, once it's publicized, then we can also put it on, is it okay to put it on the webpage?
Absolutely. If you
That's- I
approve
want
it
it
tonight,
there.
they should go out on it.
Yeah, I want it out for
Yeah.
everybody.
And that's why I gave it to everybody. We want these rules to get out there, not because we're trying to be mean, but because if you don't have some kind of foundational, guardrails, it can just go, unless you want it to just go anywhere you want it to go. Some people like that.
Yeah.
All that to me does is sell newspapers.
Yeah.
Kurt,
Yes, sir.
question,
Please.
will this be recorded?
Yes, it's gonna be live streamed.
And then is anybody gonna be taking notes, like writing down the questions that the people present? Or are you just gonna rely on the recording?
I don't know. I'm gonna defer to Heidi, your clerk treasurer. She can decide what's best. But you will have the ability to go back and listen to it again. Yes.
And then there will be a response to the questions at some point?
There is
or
no obligation to respond. No.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
The public thinks there is.
Right.
You can obligate yourself to. Our recommendation is not to. You're only obligated to listen. You can take it under advisement. You can consider the comments. You can decide to derail the whole rate increase if you want. You can modify the rate increase based on the information that you get. But you're not obligated to provide a formal response.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for that.
Yeah. In the end, it's your meeting, your hearing, do what you want. Once you run afoul though of the rules, it just becomes a public forum, and then there's no bringing it back. There's no guardrails anymore.
Or the end of the time.
Yeah. Well, and how does it end? You leave.
Exactly.
Because there's no quorum anymore, right?
Right.
So, ask me any questions you want. These were just my idea, but they could be terrible.
I don't remember seeing anything about food and beverages being brought in.
It's on the small print on the back.
About the speakers are supposed to bring beverages.
Oh, yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah. I know, to try to be not so harsh and not be so legalistic about it. Yeah, I know it's gonna be difficult, because you're gonna have people there that feel slighted, they're gonna feel like, you're taking advantage, cause I've heard it a lot. You're gonna have people probably from the lake saying, why do we have to pay more than everybody else? You're gonna have that. The law says that you can up to 15%, so we chose 14 to have a little bit of, safety valve. It's not like that number is just pulled out of the sky, right? Your financial consultant will explain all that. But I would not debate. I think that debate and a public hearing ultimately gets you nowhere. Your job is to listen, pay attention, take it under consideration. I wouldn't have a knee-jerk reaction and pass this, although legally you could at the hearing. I would wait, give it some time to absorb what everybody has to say. Of course, if people want to provide you written comments, you want to accept those, and then let your financial people take it under consideration. And then you can deliberate it at your next regular meeting, which is not a hearing, right? That's the difference between a hearing and a meeting.
Right.
Meeting, people observe, and of course you've been very liberal with that and let people talk, but in a hearing, we have an obligation to listen. That's the key.
Okay.
And we would just update the dates in
Yes.
the ordinance. at that
Yes,
time-
if those
at that point.
ordinances get changed, we'll just change the date. And honestly, there's probably changes that may be made because somebody may point out something that we just didn't consider.
Absolutely.
And we'll go, oh, that's a great idea, let's think about that, right? And your financial advisor, I don't think what you wanna do, what isn't good business, whether it's a public meeting or not, is to sit there and debate with your financial advisor whether it's a good idea or a bad idea. You go home, listen to all this, everybody evaluates it, you kinda come up with your own feelings about what people had to say, and then you reconvene with your financial advisor and make tweaks to it if you're gonna tweak it.
Well, I think one of the, some of the most difficult things for people to understand are public utilities, how they're funded and what they cost. And it's even when you're involved with it, it's over the top. So
You're right, and I think to build off of that, it's a good lead, is utilities are supposed to be treated as separate business entities.
Mhm.
So we have to make them able to operate on their own, and that doesn't mean just operate, that means build capital and sustain, right? And so that's where the dilemma is. You're not supposed to use property taxes to help shore up these utilities. You're supposed to have them be able to stand alone.
Yes.
And so if that means we have to finance something in the future, the water shouldn't be financing it for the sewer and vice versa, right? They should be, and that's where we're into this dilemma with we have to raise these rates, is because we're not doing that right now. It's not because we're not good stewards, we just haven't had the luxury of a cost-based, fair and equitable rate analysis for a long time. And what it's produced now is what you see in the draft ordinance is higher rates because it's been a long time. If in hindsight, if you do 2% every year, but it's expensive to do a rate hearing, right? So you tend to wait for a while. Plus, you guys have had a lot of other issues that don't have anything to do with this, with your clerk transitions that have prevented you from doing a legitimate rate study for years. Well, unfortunately, this is the result. You're sort of inheriting that problem. And so I don't know if people will be sympathetic to you or not, but it's the truth.
Are the rate studies available publicly?
They are.
Okay, so I would encourage people to come and see those.
Copy them. They'll be brought. Charlie should, I'm assuming, and I'm encouraged Heidi to make sure Charlie's prepared to sort of talk about the rate studies and talk about how their firm came to the conclusion that the recommendations in the ordinances are just cost-based, fair and equitable and reasonable. You know, one person's opinion of what's reasonable, another, of course, different. I acknowledge that. Somebody that in Shipshewana would look at these rates would say these are eminently fair. Somebody in another town that is not paying near what Shipshewana is paying would say, oh my gosh, these are a lot, right? Everybody's going to look at it through their own lens. What we tried to do was make sure that we looked at it through a objective, cost-based, standalone utility sustaining lens. So it won't be fun, it will be difficult, but if you maintain some decorum and you hold the stand, you kind of stand firm with the idea that you're here to listen, not to debate, I really do think you'll get good information, good feedback, and you might find there are things you might want to change about it. But
Perhaps.
we should listen, right? What I wouldn't do is tout of threats. You know, those are, you're gonna get some of those, I'm sure, probably. That this should not be threat-based, this should be cost-based. And if the costs can be allocated differently, the financial advisor will tell you that.
So Tiffany said there was one of our customers has a background that he was curious about the rate of investment, or return on investment that could be answered if that's brought up in the.
Well, I think that person should make that known, whether it's in writing or verbally, and then you'll take it into consideration. I don't think that it's reasonable for that answer that to be given at the hearing.
Yeah.
Once again, this is not a Q&A.
Right.
This is, you're listening to what people are concerned about.
Okay.
You take it under advisement, and then to the extent you deem it appropriate, you'll respond.
Okay. That sounds good.
I think the danger is telling people, come and you get all your questions answered. That is clearly not gonna happen.
Right.
They're gonna have more questions probably after the hearing than they had before.
Oh, no doubt. Well, a lot of people just won't hear the information until then.
Right.
But other
They
people are
won't.
thinking and they're talking, so.
Yeah, and
That's
it's of course up to you to try to decipher what because you're elected to do it, which questions should we dive into and which shouldn't, because it's expensive to dive into questions, right? Sometimes.
Money, yeah.
So if you hear in that hearing, there's a question that needs to be addressed, you're gonna direct the right person to do that, whether it's me, Tiff, or Heidi, or Tiff, or maybe FSG, it depends on what the question is. But you'll do that after the hearing.
Okay.
It would be my thought. I think that it's unreasonable and it's dangerous and it's gonna leave people with a feeling that they weren't given their day. If you give people the expectation of gonna get the questions answered, more so it's gonna be, they're gonna share with you and you're gonna listen to what their questions are, and then you're gonna consider which ones should be further addressed.
Right.
Because not all of them are gonna warrant spending time and money addressing.
Right.
You'll get to decide which ones do though,
Right.
not us.
So we want a motion to adopt.
Unless somebody has strong feelings that we should change it, I would recommend that you approve these rules.
Is the 3 strikes rule, is that pretty standard across the board?
It is, in fact, although we've not done this, Indiana actually has a statute that allows for a public forum at a regular meeting. But in order to do it, you have to have an ordinance, and the ordinance has to provide 3 strikes rule. So I actually borrowed that from that statute. So they don't have to do this. They could say 1, because this is a hearing, it's different than a public meeting. But a public meeting at which they allow the public to comment, if they want public decorum rules, the law says they gotta give 2 strikes and the 3rd one they're out.
Okay.
So do you see what he's saying? Do you want that, or do you want 1 strike, 2 strikes?
And the reason I am questioning it is if 10 people show up, it might not be hard to say you
Right.
got 2, you got 1.
Yeah.
If 1,000 people show up, there's not gonna be any way for us to know that
Who
person
keeps track?
received a warning or not.
Well, if you give
I'll
them
give
a
it
warning,
up.
you write their name down.
You could. Yeah. We don't have to have it. We can have you 1 and done. This is, like I said, I borrowed it from the public decorum rules of the state statute. If they have a public portion of their, they currently do not, based on our recommendation, they've not had a public discussion part of their agenda. Some towns do that. We recommend against it. But if they do have it, they have to adopt it by ordinance, and they have to have it 3 strikes, which is why we don't like the public discussion on the agenda as a matter of right, because 3 strikes is too many, in our opinion. So, but in a public hearing, so it's a good question. I don't know the answer, which is better, but it's really.
I think it's better to have it than want it, you know.
I mean, we can have
You
just
don't know what's
1
gonna
or 2, yeah.
Hopefully we don't have to give any.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I think people will be pretty civil for it. Cool. Well,
I mean,
I will want to vote on this tonight, or
I'd like you to, because I'd like to see
Get
it
it out.
distributed.
have to, yeah. I don't have a problem with this at all. I think I move that we approve the meeting decorum rules for the 16th, meeting on the 16th.
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Good, thank you. Go
You
ahead.
know, if we got one person that gets 1 strike and he gets up again, we can say you're done.
Well, not with these rules.
Well, but if
There
he's
is
that
an
far out of
immediate
order.
removal on there.
What's that?
There is an immediate removal
There
on
is.
here.
If it fits within that, you can, you're right.
Yeah.
Study them, especially you with Nate, because the 2 of you are gonna be who I'll rely on to enforce it. And the hard part for you 2 is if you don't enforce, then you lose the whole point of having them.
Yeah.
So,
It needs to be civil.
it's tough, and probably announcing them ahead of time, hey, there's rules, they're all posted, if you haven't seen them, go look before you speak, because we're gonna adhere to it, so.
Okay.
I think the more you can say at the beginning, the more information you can give to the public at the beginning, the better, before they come up to the podium and
Right.
speak.
You don't want to find out when you're speaking.
Right, that's the
really
worst,
bad.
it's not even fair to them.
No, it isn't.
Oh, there's 10 rules you gotta
Oh,
follow.
I didn't know that.
I've already blown my 1 minute by just listening, or 3 minutes, I don't know. Okay, thank you for taking the time to work through those.
Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, no, that's good.
My experience is most people say their piece just when they're disgruntled and leave.
I've seen that.
And that's okay. That's what we want, really. Come up, tell the people what you're not happy about and sit back down.
Well, sometimes it's interesting to see what other people's concerns are too. You can learn a lot from
You can.
that. So.
Well, when you're angry enough to stand up in front of everybody and say your piece, you're like zeroed in. You know?
Right. Yeah, you're focused.
There's no escaping that.
Right.
That's all they care
It's your
about.
destiny.
Right. Yeah, because it's tough to do, especially in a crowd of 300-400 people or whatever, which is what I'm guessing you'll have. So
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Last time we did it, we had about that. So it's been a long time. Okay, a couple other things to get through. The first one is just to kind of give you a little bit of history to kind of follow up a little bit on the issues with Noble County. I want to make sure that you board members know a couple things as you relate to this document that you were given. And I'm not going to get into heavy detail, but I will try to set the record a little bit straight on the issues with respect to these two homes. So first, you need to know that despite what was provided to you, there is no dispute over jurisdiction. These properties are in Noble County, and unless you have your own building department, which of course we know you don't have the money to do, to set up, you have to rely on the statutes. And the two statutes that are applicable, the statutes that are applicable in these areas are the jurisdiction statute, the 16-20-1-1. And 16-20-1-1 talks about local health departments. And it makes it very clear that the powers and the jurisdiction of a local health officer are limited to the area where they actually serve. For instance, LaGrange County only serves LaGrange County. The LaGrange County Health Board only serves in LaGrange County, and the Noble County Health Board serves in Noble County. Their powers come from a different statute, which is 16-20-19, and it basically says that each county health officer is given the powers that they are given to them by their health board. So, for instance, in LaGrange County, Dr. Conway is your health officer. LaGrange County Health Board tells Dr. Conway what he can do. LaGrange County Council funds that, and LaGrange County Commissioners sign those checks. So that's how the properties in LaGrange County have been enforced. And just for the record, I'll give you those addresses. There's 14 residential properties that LaGrange County Health Department has condemned, 3 of which have been torn down, and the next 11 there's an order to tear them down. So those addresses are 118 North Main, 212 North Main, 211 North Main, and 202 North 2nd Street. 14 residential units. The County of LaGrange, the Health Department, and Dr. Conway's office, they've spent over $100,000 of LaGrange County money, not town money, to enforce those and to take those properties to a demolition. So the only one remaining to be demolished is the one over here, which is the property at 202 North 2nd. And that order has been signed by the judge and it's pending. And so, you can read the order yourself if you want. I think I gave you a copy of it. But my point is, LaGrange County is doing everything they possibly can and then some by financing and approving claims and having the health officer go through and issue orders, and ultimately then having our office on behalf of the health department that they're paying for initiate litigation against the properties in LaGrange County. They have no jurisdiction in Noble County. So these two properties that these people are concerned about are in Noble County. Noble County has told us, the health department, that they don't believe they have authority to take action on those. They're just wrong legally. We shared with them.
Noble County said that?
They said that.
Okay.
They have said that. We have told them that they're just wrong legally. As late as Sunday, our office sent the Noble County Health Department the statutes that we use in LaGrange County, showing them exactly how to do it. We've offered to give them the complaints. We've offered to show them the entire process and procedure. So anything they say about that they don't have jurisdiction or they don't think they have the authority, it is just completely wrong legally. And I don't mind saying that on this live stream. I hope they're listening. We've sent them the information, we've communicated with their lawyer. It all comes down to willingness, money and willingness. They don't appear to be willing, and they, for whatever reason, have said, apparently over the, not to me, but at least according to these information that we've been given, they are currently willing to spend the money to do it. So that is an argument and a fight these people and you have with Noble County and their health department, and you should take on that crusade, and we welcome you to do so, because we have told them how to do it, we've given them the statute, and we've shown them exactly how we've done it on these 14 properties in LaGrange County, and they can follow the same lead. They literally don't have to do anything except change the names and the dates. So why they're not doing anything, I don't know, but anybody that's complaining about what LaGrange County is doing here is just completely wrong. It's inaccurate, it's potentially defamatory, and so I just wanted to set the record straight that LaGrange County is doing everything they can. I talked to the council members recently about this. They understand that they're spending the money, and I guess their philosophy is if you don't want them to do the work anymore, they're happy to stop spending their money in Wolcottville and they can spend it elsewhere. But this type of thing where people complain about what LaGrange County is doing is ungrateful and unhelpful. You're not spending a dime on this enforcement activity. They're doing it all. So for issues that you have in Noble County, those issues can only be addressed by Noble County, not by our office. I wish we could. We've done everything we can. I've shared with them the law, opened up our files, and said we'll give them everything we have to show them how we've done these working properties here with no positive response. So I guess I just want you to understand, when people complain to you, why isn't anybody doing anything in Noble County? I don't know the answer to that, but we've educated the health department in Noble County on how to do it. And it really is up to you all and the citizens, if they want something done down there, to put the pressure on them politically, because there's no legal reason why they shouldn't be doing it. Absolutely not. Okay?
Would that be a letter from the town or something?
It would
like
be,
that?
and I'll give you his phone number, Dr. Warner at 260-636-2191. Feel free to call him as many times as you want, leave as many messages as you want, inundate him. You can pass that message on to everybody that lives in
How
Noble
do you
County.
spell his last name?
Warrener, Dr. Warner.
E-N-E-R?
He is the health officer. He is Dr. Conway's protege from Noble County. Dr. Conway is in LaGrange County. Dr. Conway, as you know, has been down here several times, walked these streets,
Yes.
and actually given our office direction on which ones to approach in a priority that he deems appropriate, as fully funded and financed by the county. So once again, if you want to have them do what they need to do in Noble County, reach out to Dr. Warner at 260-636-2191 and feel free to share with him your wishes. We'd be happy to show them how to do their job.
Apparently pretty good at it.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't think we're doing anything special.
No.
We're just doing something. And I just want you to know that if you're wondering why our property is being addressed in Noble County, that is for Noble County, not for LaGrange County. The only way you can go after these properties and have success for the town is if you want your own building department and set up your own building ordinance, your building code, your engineering for what is a structure that is no longer habitable. I know you can look at it and see that it's not, but you gotta have an engineer testify. That's what a building department does. We don't have a building department here in the town that can do that. So we're dependent on the limited services we get from both Noble and LaGrange. They're not gonna initiate a lawsuit to tear down a building, neither Noble or LaGrange. When the most favorable statute is the health department statute. The health department statute, as I said, is working. You've seen it work. We've got 14 different properties that we've been successful getting orders on under that state law. And that's what they should be doing if they want to address these issues that are rightfully brought to your attention that way, just wrongfully directed to the wrong party.
Right.
There is no dispute over jurisdiction. So if anybody isn't sure, it is very clear. The statute says it is Noble County Health Department. So why they're not doing it, I don't know.
Yeah.
And we have done everything we can to try to help them to understand and to help them do it. They can copy our paperwork.
It'd be a cakewalk for him.
You would think so. I mean, we can show them everything we've done. We can give them all the orders, the complaints, the summonses, everything we've done, and they can follow it verbatim, literally. So, okay, enough of that. Final thing, another, I think, good project for you. It doesn't cost you any money. I can't get into it too great a depth, and John's going to get into it because John graciously has been negotiating with, on your behalf, with the engineer for the county to move to relocate your sewer line at the county bridge number 49, which is otherwise known as the Cootie Brown Bridge. And since the county is doing a paving project, John will explain the details more because I have not been involved in the contract at all. There will be a point at which there's going to need to be legal work done on that, not now, because they've already negotiated the contract, but when that time comes, the county would like to use our services and they would like to pay us to do that legal work. We can do it if you give us permission. They're going to do it at their expense. They're going to move the line at their expense, my understanding is, and it's not supposed to cost the town any money. John can speak to those terms. We have not been involved in the negotiation, but to get involved afterwards, we need to disclose that we would have a potential conflict. Of course, if you would get into some kind of argument, we couldn't represent their party, but it should be non-adversarial because they're paying for everything and you're just giving them permission. The county has already done that. They've already given us permission in writing. And I have that document here.
Got it. Okay.
Before that. So, because Dean and I have, he's my father-in-law, he should abstain from this as well. But if you're willing to give us permission to work on this project after tonight, like I said, the county has already given us permission through that disclosure and waiver. And if you're willing to do it, a motion to approve and authorize Steve to sign it with Dean abstaining would be in order. I can't answer legal questions about this contract until that, or if that is given. If you prefer not to have me be involved, it's also okay. The county will just hire somebody else and you would have to hire somebody else.
Right.
This is basically saying you will let our office work on this project, the county will pay for it, and you're consenting to the potential cost.
Okay. Well, I move that we approve the disclosure and consent waiver conflict of interest for the work going to be done at bridge number 49 on by Cootie Browns.
I'll second the motion.
Any further questions, discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
2, 4, and 1 abstention.
Okay, and just show for the record you abstained, and Steve, if you sign that, have Heidi attest to it, and I'll take it back. And now John can proceed, and thank you for letting me have a chance to go over that first.
I think Kirk pretty much said everything else.
I'll go over it one more time.
This agreement was prepared by the state and the county and reviewed by your attorney. No,
Nope.
not at all. Okay, reviewed by your engineer.
Close enough.
There are some pages that still need to be filled out. So I sent this to the town last week. This page needs to be filled out. And then you got to get it notarized after, with the signatures. And then the county does this part because they're the LPA and they have to notarize this as well. So basically, you just need to edit this with names, get the signatures, and have it notarized. And then we'll send that back to the county. They're looking for it to be approved tonight and sent back tomorrow to stay in the NDOT schedule, if you will, to get this work done. But basically it's, like he said, it's the bridge out here, Cootie Brown Bridge. You have a force main along the north side of the bridge. It needs to be relocated. I knew when we met, Ralphie and I met with the engineering firm, Structure Point, in the county, a year ago, 2 years ago?
About 2 years.
2 years ago. I knew then, because of what you were going through with the audit and everything, that you probably didn't have the funding to do the engineering, redesign, permitting, inspection, yada yada. So the county has agreed to take that on. They're going to get reimbursed, as you would have, but you guys just didn't have the money to up front. So that's why we looked at, it's the county's project. The county, why isn't the county paying for everything? And that because they have the deep pockets, they can get reimbursed by the state and not put you guys in
And
financial ruin, so,
it'd be different if it was a sewer project. Um, Okay, go ahead. What you done?
go ahead.
Can Dean sign this one? Or
Yeah,
does
he
this-
So-
can, yeah, just the conflict.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once you get these edited, we need a motion for Dean to sign it outside the meeting, hopefully tomorrow. And then, I think it's Ralphie and Heidi, isn't it?
This is so Ralphie,
There you go. And then she'll edit it today, tomorrow, get you to sign it, email it to me, I'll email it to you and Darren and Structure Point.
The only problem I see is we normally just run up to Farmers State Bank for notaries and they are closed on Wednesdays. Will Thursday morning work first thing at 9 a.m.?
I mean, if you bring it to our office, we can.
You can notarize it?
I can run it up there, get
Let's
it
do,
notarized.
yeah,
Okay,
well, but
that'll
all
work.
3 signatures need, it does,
Oh, yeah.
See, I haven't looked at it, so.
all 3
Okay,
signatures
yeah,
are gonna be
yeah, you
notarized.
can't, they're gonna have to be, you're gonna have to all do it somewhere here or somebody, somehow. I don't know if somebody will come here, if you go some, there's only one notary in the town.
That to use, it might be more.
I don't know anybody besides Natalie.
Besides, the bank is normally where I go, always,
So getting all
Is there-
3 of you.
Who does,
together,
who does Rome City use?
Hmm.
They might have someone.
The,
I
is
bet
there
they
a
have
bank
someone
in
in
Rome
there.
City?
No, there might be someone in their office that does it. Just that, call them up. find out.
I can find out if Rome City does. Otherwise, then Ralphie, Dean, and I will have to go to LaGrange tomorrow to get it back because they want it back tomorrow
They wanted it
before.
yesterday.
Before now.
They wanted it yesterday.
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 Who's taking me to lunch tomorrow?
Do we have to approve anything?
Yes, you do, a motion to approve, what is it called? I don't even know what it's called. Whatever that
It's
is
the
called.
agreement on the front page.
And authorize it to be signed outside of the meeting, and then, if they have to have a notary, they can come up to our office if they can't find somebody here, we'll.
It's the city-county utility agreement for Bridge 49.
All right, I move we approve the utility agreement between the city and county for work on bridge number 49.
I'll second the motion.
Any further questions, discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And then another motion for Dean. What would be all 3, Kurt? Or just Dean?
For which,
Sign out.
Sign outside the meeting. They need, the 3 of them need to approve, the 3 of them to sign this outside of the meeting.
I thought we just did.
Did I miss something?
We've approved using that, and now that's the signature.
Okay,
Unless I missed what they
I
said.
thought they approved the agreement.
I think they approved it signed outside of the meeting, did you?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay,
Yeah,
then we
that's-
better do that. I missed that part. Okay, I thought it was.
That's what I was wanting to hear.
Yeah.
So
heard it in
the
my own
previous motion for the city-county utility reimbursement agreement, I'd like to offer another motion for this to be signed outside of a regular meeting.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, now you can have
And Heidi, don't worry, if you're not sure, just call, and we'll make sure that you get the right thing signed. I just wanna make sure you sign the right document, because there's been many versions back and forth, and I have not looked at them until now, and I will look at
The latest and greatest one I got was last Monday, the 23rd, and that's what she printed out,
Okay.
coming from Structure Point. Would be,
The original one I had did not have an amount.
it. That's
Right.
400 and some thousand.
right,
Mm-hmm. It did not. Are they raising the bridge at all? Are they
it's being rebuilt, widened.
widened? But is it gonna? be higher over the
I think you'd
water.
accommodate the
I haven't
approach.
seen drawings, I mean,
I
at
don't
some
think you
point.
could accommodate the approach with the houses as close as they are. That's a lot of fill that
Yeah.
has to come out when you raise the dirt.
That is true.
It'll cover up those driveways.
Well,
I didn't
as
see
short
it.
as that bridge is, you'd have to go up almost at
Oh,
a
yeah, it'd be a
60-degree angle to get over.
You'd have to ask there, and she could tell you, the county
I was
engineer.
scared
But
of-
I know that the discussion was about that, and I believe the conclusion was exactly as you said, which is similar to what you said, which is there's not enough approach unless you acquire houses, and we wanted to avoid that.
Yeah.
So they had to acquire additional right of way, but
Quadruple the
they
cost.
did not acquire enough to raise it. I believe. Now, next year you go out there and it's 10 foot higher, I'll say I was wrong. I don't believe they're raising it. I don't think they were able to acquire.
They like the bridges to maintain a vision over them if they're a short bridge. You don't want to go up and over an arch or something like that.
Wasn't that short?
Kurt, would it be possible to have your notary come here and they pay?
I can't because she's my paralegal and I can't let her leave all day for 2 hours, well, or long enough to come down here and whatever, yeah, so.
You don't let her take lunch?
She's right there. Not tomorrow.
I just tried to make. it
I'm
easy.
missing, it won't make it easier for me, so. Yeah,
I can find out if Rome City, if one of they are a notary, then we can run up there. If
Or if they
not,
know someone that is.
I mean, do you have appointments tomorrow?
I don't. Earlier the better.
Give me a heads up if you're coming, so I can make sure she's there.
Surely the county has one.
Oh, they do, yeah. Well, there-
Yeah, well,
there's
if we go
probably
to
50
LaGrange,
in
we can go
LaGrange. Every
anywhere. We
bank's
can
gonna
go
have
to
6
the
or
bank
7.
in LaGrange.
The title company's got one, 3 or 4.
Oh, maybe a real estate down here would,
You would think,
firm.
maybe.
I bet they do.
They're in the office all the time there.
I think there's some.
Worst case scenario is we have somebody
Yeah.
between 8 and 4.
Right.
Just give me a
Yeah.
heads up so I can make sure they're
Jill's nice drawing.
not in meetings.
I think Mike would.
You done,
He was. Are you done, Kurt? Okay, I've got one more thing.
Okay.
All right, so NDOT approached me a couple months ago about your welcome sign permit had expired. They permit for 2 years.
Oh, yeah, they're
So
doing.
this one was not put in right away, so that permit kind of went away.
Okay.
But the one down south has to be permitted, so I went through the process of re-permitting it for you, and this is the approved permit to kick the can down another road another 2 years, so you get through 2028.
Thank you.
I'm bringing this to you guys in case I'm not here in 2028. Somebody's gonna have to re-up this.
Yeah.
Or the sign's gonna have to be removed
Right.
or relocated, Jerry. So,
Strasburg wouldn't let me take it over.
yeah,
That's why
would
it's
be
that
useful
close.
there.
yeah. So anyways, I'm giving you this. This is the original permit with all the restrictions and requirements and yada yada that they put on their standard permits about what you can and can't do and how you maintain it and all that, so. Now
Appreciate
that's
that.
all I have.
Appreciate you finding that and doing that, John. It's-
Well, they send me an alert.
Okay.
Hey, your permit expired a month ago.
Thanks for the grace period.
None of the signs along there on his property?
Yeah, but ours is closer to the.
It's
state
in the
road
right of way.
line.
I know ours is on the right of way, but there's several signs
Those are all
there.
permitted.
All permitted and
Every one of
Strasburg gets
them.
money from them.
What about how far does Austin's property go? Does he own that little
He
building
don't go
right
down
there?
that far.
The little empty building right there, that's Strasser's as well?
Yeah,
Last thing,
Austin
Joe,
just
that
sits in.
it needs to be in the right of way so you can see it at that spot there. If it's too far off, it's just worthless. Because, I mean, how many times you look at the ad signs here? I
Really,
know that-
Strasser wanted us to take our mower and mow around it, cause it's our sign. That way he didn't have to pay Mike Isaac to mow that.
John had suggested trying to contact the property owner to see if we could get permission so we didn't have to pursue this every 2 years.
Right, yeah, well, okay.
Didn't you just say that?
I just think
Strasser didn't want
in
it?
that particular location,
Yeah, that was
too
the,
far off the road won't work. It has to either go
Right.
way down past Wazinga or way forward. So,
Just
Jeff, you got anything?
Not that I know of.
Steve?
I don't have any.
Anybody else got anything? Meeting adjourned. Make sure we sign everything we have to sign here.
Okay.